Auschwitz. The very name sends chills down the spine. A place where humanity's darkest side was revealed in its full horror. In the heart of Poland, during the grim days of World War II, the Nazis established a concentration and extermination camp unlike any other. Known as Auschwitz, this place of death and despair was essentially an industrialized murder factory. The primary purpose of its existence was the systematic extermination of human beings on an unprecedented scale. Imagine a place where every sunrise brought with it the stench of death, where every sunset was a grim reminder of the atrocities that awaited the dawn. The living conditions in Auschwitz were beyond appalling. People were crammed into barracks, devoid of basic human necessities. Sanitation was a distant dream, and disease, a constant companion. Food was scarce, and the meager rations provided barely enough to sustain life. Auschwitz was not just a prison, it was a brutal regime of forced labor, savage punishments, and relentless dehumanization. Inmates were stripped of their identities, reduced to mere numbers tattooed on their arms. They were subjected to cruel medical experiments and faced the constant threat of the gas chambers. The mass extermination that took place within the confines of Auschwitz was chillingly systematic. Men, women, and children were led to their deaths with a terrifying efficiency. The gas chambers, disguised as shower rooms, became the final destination for over 1 million innocent souls, murdered simply for who they were. Auschwitz stands as a stark reminder of the depths to which human cruelty can sink. It was a place where compassion was a forgotten word, and where the value of human life was reduced to nothingness. Over 1 million lives were snuffed out within its walls, each a testament to the unfathomable depths of human cruelty. As we delve deeper into the story of Auschwitz, we will encounter tales of courage and resilience, stories that arose from the ashes of despair, in the face of unimaginable reality. In the face of such immense evil, there emerged a beacon of courage and resilience, Witold Pilecki. This man, this paragon of bravery, was no ordinary individual. Born in the small town of Olonets, Russia, in 1901, Pilecki was a man shaped by the tumultuous events of his time. A decorated officer in the Polish cavalry, he found himself at a crossroads when the shadow of the Second World War loomed large over Europe. With the invasion of Poland and the establishment of concentration camps like Auschwitz, Pilecki made a decision that would forever etch his name in the annals of history. He chose to infiltrate Auschwitz, the heart of Nazi brutality. His mission? To gather intelligence and rally resistance from within the camp. It was a task fraught with danger, a mission that could cost him his life. But Pilecki was undeterred. He saw it as his duty, his obligation to his country, and to humanity. In September of 1940, Pilecki allowed himself to be captured during a Warsaw roundup. He was sent to Auschwitz, becoming prisoner number 4,859. His motives were clear: to understand the extent of the Nazis' atrocities, to gather evidence, and to inform the world of the horrors unfolding within the camp's walls. It was a decision that required not just physical courage, but a mental fortitude of the highest order. The risks involved were astronomical. Capture meant certain death. Yet Pilecki was willing to gamble everything, to stake his life on the slim chance of success. He believed in the power of truth, in the necessity of exposing the Nazis' crimes to the world. Armed with nothing more than his indomitable spirit and an unwavering determination, Pilecki walked into Auschwitz, a place synonymous with death and despair. Pilecki, a man of extraordinary bravery, willingly walked into the jaws of death, armed with nothing but his indomitable spirit. His story, a testament to the power of courage in the face of unimaginable evil, serves as a stark reminder of the depths humanity can sink to, and the heights it can reach when inspired by a cause greater than oneself. The unimaginable now became Pilecki's daily reality as he found himself amidst the horror of Auschwitz. This brave soul was not only enduring the unspeakable conditions of the camp, but was also on a secret mission. He was there to gather intelligence, to bear witness to the inhumanity, and to expose it to the world. Pilecki's days were filled with the harsh labor and brutal treatment that was a common experience for the prisoners of Auschwitz. Yet, amidst all this, he was meticulously gathering information. This was an undertaking of great risk. The stakes were high, not only for him but for all those around him. Under the cover of night, and amidst the daily struggle for survival, Pilecki began to establish an underground network within the camp. This was not an easy task. Trust was a rare commodity in a place where betrayal could mean instant death. However, Pilecki's charisma and leadership skills were instrumental in this endeavor. The network was more than just a means of gathering intelligence. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance against the oppressive regime. It provided a lifeline for those who were on the brink of despair, a reminder that they were not forgotten. Pilecki's reports were smuggled out of the camp and made their way to the Polish underground. These detailed accounts of the horrors within Auschwitz were among the first to reveal the scale and nature of the Nazis' extermination program, yet the world outside was slow to believe. The tales were so horrifying, so beyond the realm of human comprehension, that they were initially met with skepticism. But Pilecki was undeterred. He continued his mission, documenting the atrocities with a steely determination. Every day was a fight for survival, every moment a step closer to unveiling the atrocities committed behind the barbed wires of Auschwitz. Pilecki's perilous infiltration served as a stark testament to the power of courage and the indomitable spirit of humanity. His story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the light of truth can never be extinguished. After 945 days of living in constant danger, Pilecki executed a daring escape. This was not an act of impulse, rather, it was a meticulously planned operation. Pilecki had been gathering intelligence and formulating his escape plan for months. He knew that his mission was not simply to survive Auschwitz, but to expose its horrors to the world. One fateful night, Pilecki and 2 other prisoners managed to overpower a guard, seize his keys, and make their way to freedom. The journey back to Warsaw was no less perilous. They traversed through hostile territory, dodging enemy patrols and surviving on whatever scraps of food they could find. It was a testament to their indomitable spirit and their unwavering dedication to their cause. Once back in Warsaw, Pilecki's work was far from over. He penned a comprehensive report detailing the atrocities he had witnessed in Auschwitz. This was no ordinary document. It was a chilling testament of human suffering, a chronicle of the systematic extermination of human life on an industrial scale. Pilecki's report was more than just a catalog of horrors. It was a call to action, an urgent plea for the world to recognize the plight of those still trapped within the walls of Auschwitz. It was a stark reminder of the capacity of humans for both unimaginable cruelty and extraordinary bravery. However, the world was slow to respond. Pilecki's report was initially met with disbelief. The scale of the atrocities was so vast, the cruelty so profound, that many found it impossible to comprehend. But Pilecki persisted. He knew that the truth, however uncomfortable, had to be told. Pilecki had escaped hell, but the ordeal had left indelible scars on his soul. He had witnessed the worst of humanity, but he had also seen glimmers of hope, of resilience, of the indomitable human spirit. And he had come to understand that it was his duty to ensure that the world never forgot the horrors of Auschwitz, and the courage of those who had dared to resist. Pilecki's report was a shocking revelation to the world, unveiling the monstrosity of Auschwitz. This was not just a report. It was a testimony of human resilience, a document that shook the very foundations of our understanding of cruelty. The world gasped in horror as it came face to face with the systemic extermination of humanity in Auschwitz. The impact of Pilecki's report was phenomenal. It forced the world to acknowledge the unimaginable atrocities committed within the grim walls of Auschwitz. It served as a wake-up call, stirring nations into action against the Nazi regime. Pilecki's report was instrumental in shaping the narrative of World War II and post-war justice, becoming a cornerstone in the prosecution of Nazi war criminals. Yet, Pilecki's life post-Auschwitz was marked by trials and tribulations. His courageous deeds were not rewarded with laurels and accolades. Instead, they brought him the wrath of the communist regime in Poland. In a bitter twist of irony, Pilecki, the man who had defied the Nazis, was arrested by the communists on charges of espionage and treason. Despite the torturous interrogations and the impending doom, Pilecki remained unbroken. He held his ground, refusing to give in to the pressure. In May of 1948, Pilecki was sentenced to death. His last words, "Long live free Poland," echoed his undying spirit of resistance. His execution marked the end of a life lived fearlessly, a life dedicated to the service of humanity. Witold Pilecki, the man who voluntarily entered Auschwitz, the man who dared to expose its horrors, was silenced forever. But his legacy lives on. His report continues to serve as a stark reminder of the dark chapters of human history. His courage and resilience continue to inspire generations. His spirit of resistance continues to fuel the fight against oppression and injustice. Witold Pilecki, a man who dared to defy the greatest evil of his time, left behind a legacy of courage, resilience, and an undying spirit of resistance. His story is a testament to the power of the human spirit, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. It is a legacy that is, and will forever be, unforgettable.